So why is 10K better than 50K? Just purely mathematically, you might be thinking, well, obviously 50K is better. And, if you didn't understand from the title, basically I'm saying that $10,000 per month, or even $10,000 per year, let's say, is in my case, in my opinion, better than $50,000 per year if this one thing happens. So if you have the choice between earning $10,000 a month, but you work 1 hour a week, or $50,000 a month, but you work full time, so 40 or 50 hours a week, what would you choose? Most people would choose the 50K because they would assume that more money is better, even if you have to work more hours to get it. I would completely disagree, and here's why. Let's say if you have all of your time free, right? You have complete freedom in your time, but you earn slightly less than somebody working full time. In my opinion, you're essentially more free and more rich than the person earning more but they're working full time, because they don't have their time. So that means they essentially, like all week, for the majority of their time, they have to go out to a job they maybe don't like and work and put forth their energy for somebody else. Meanwhile, the guy or girl who's earning less, but they have it as passive income, so they don't have to work much at all. They can work 1 hour a week or 1 hour a day, whatever. They can do what they want. They can spend their time however they want. They don't have to do anything if they don't want to. So what's more valuable? What good is? Let's take it to the absolute extreme. Let's say you earn $100 million a month, but for that $100 million, you have to work 12 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week. Is it worth it? Now, you could argue that maybe you would do it for a short period of time. Maybe you would do it like for 1 month, and then now you can retire. And I would agree. But most of the time, the reality is a lot less enticing. The reality is usually like you get offered, I don't know, 40K a year in exchange for full-time hours. So 1 month of working at that rate is not enough to retire. You essentially at that rate can almost never retire, because when you pay taxes, expenses, costs, rent, bills, and had a bit of money for playing around with, you're not left with much. And so you're not able to build up that investment or savings account to be able to retire. So you essentially are stuck. And this is why they call it the rat race. You're essentially stuck working just to keep money coming in to pay the bills. You can never get ahead in that case, compared to a lower amount, but it's passive income. Because if you have a lower amount, now suddenly some of the costs that might be associated with working full time, you don't really need to do, or you don't really need to pay. Like, for example, let's say if you commute to your job, I would imagine that a large amount of your money, your income, is going towards travel costs. And, things like train tickets, bus tickets, car insurance, petrol. So suddenly, if you don't need to do those things, if you can cut that out of your daily routine, no travel costs are now needed because you can work from home. Suddenly you have that extra money that you don't need to spend. And the net result of that is that you're much better off earning slightly less, but working, when you want, versus earning loads more and working full time because you don't have your time. They do mention this in a book called The 4-Hour Workweek, and it's known as being the new rich. So the new rich is where you think of time and money almost like an equation. Instead of just thinking as rich in terms of how much money you have, the new rich is almost like an algorithm that combines money with time. So somebody working 100 hours a week is far less rich in this model than somebody earning 5K a month, but they work 1 hour a week because they have all their time free. And you really have to ask yourself, going forward, how much is your time really worth? How much is an hour of your life worth to you? A classic example of this is when people will queue up outside a shop for let's say for an hour to save 10% on a camera, let's say. How much is an hour worth to you? And I've also seen coupons in newspapers, right, where a fast food restaurant will give you like a free burger or something, or a free packet of nuggets, or a free pack of chips if you exchange this coupon. And you see people going out of their way, driving half an hour to a restaurant, and then queuing for half an hour just to get this free packet of chicken nuggets. And it makes you think, how much do you value your time at? If you're willing to spend an hour just to get a free packet of nuggets that would have cost you $1 anyway. So you wouldn't pay yourself $1 an hour. So why are you spending an hour to save $1? It makes no sense. But people do this because a lot of people, it's been forgotten how much our time is really worth and how valuable an hour of our life really is. So we've been kind of trading it away just for an average salary. There are much better options, and on this channel I will be explaining all of those better options.